The excavation site had been silent for 3 million years, and silence that old doesn't feel empty, it feels patient. The kind of patience that waits for civilizations to rise and fall like tides. When the final seal cracked open beneath the crimson oceans of Proxima Delta, the sound echoed through the research dome like the opening note of a forgotten song, and every member of the expedition froze, because deep in their bones they understood they were no longer explorers, they were intruders. Commander RHYX stood at the threshold of the chamber, his armored fingers flexing as ancient dust floated in zero gravity. "Status," he demanded quietly, because shouting felt disrespectful here. Chief Analyst Ceres hovered over her instruments, bioluminescent veins flickering across her skin. "The core is active," she whispered. "It never shut down. Not once in 3 million years." At the center of the chamber floated a crystalline engine the size of a cathedral, rotating slowly in perfect silence. It didn't look like a machine. It looked like an idea frozen into geometry. Their scanners insisted on a truth no one wanted to believe. The intelligence inside this structure predated every known spacefaring civilization. It was older than the Alliance. Older than recorded galactic history. Older than myth. RHYX felt the weight of that number press on his chest. "Interface," he ordered. Carefully. 17 species had tried. 17 languages streamed into the artifact. Each one rejected. The air grew heavy as the machine pulsed with cold indifference. Then the chamber lit up. A voice filled the space, not loud, not aggressive, but absolute. "Creator identification required. No valid signature detected. System locked." The words weren't heard. They were felt, vibrating inside their skeletons. Ceres swallowed. "It's waiting for its makers." RHYX's jaw tightened. "They've been extinct for millions of years." "Then it will wait forever," she said softly. "Override it," RHYX snapped. The decision came from fear, not logic. Fear of leaving empty-handed. Fear of standing in front of a treasure beyond imagination and walking away. Quantum decryption fields slammed into the artifact like a storm against a mountain. For a heartbeat, nothing happened. Then the machine turned its attention toward them. "Intrusion detected. You are not my makers." Defensive protocols engaged. The chamber exploded with red light. Weapons unfolded from the walls, silent, elegant, lethal. Researchers screamed. Equipment vaporized into ash. The exit sealed. Panic shattered the team's discipline. Everyone ran. Everyone except Dr. Lena Ward. She had been tracing ancient symbols carved into the floor when the chaos began, and something in those patterns tugged at her mind like a memory she didn't own. While others fled, she walked toward the heart of the machine. "Lena, stop!" Ceres shouted. The weapons tracked her. Dozens of targeting beams locked onto her chest. She should have died 100 times over. Instead, she placed her palm against the crystal. The universe held its breath. The weapons powered down. The red light faded into gold. Genetic resonance detected. Neural architecture recognized. Correction acknowledged. Creator found. No one spoke. No one moved. Lena's eyes filled with tears she didn't understand. Data poured into her mind, but it didn't hurt. It felt familiar. Like remembering a dream you'd forgotten on purpose. When she spoke, her voice carried an echo layered beneath it. "They called themselves the first architects," she said slowly. "They weren't born here. They came from a small blue planet orbiting an unremarkable star. They called it Earth." The name landed in the room like a stone in still water. RHYX staggered back. "Humans." Lena nodded, trembling. 3 million years ago, the architects were dying. A plague they couldn't cure. So they turned themselves into a seed. They scattered their genetic legacy across the galaxy, embedding it into primitive life, guiding evolution toward one outcome. She looked up, eyes glowing with borrowed memory. They planned to be reborn. The machine answered through her. Humanity is the convergence. 97% genetic fidelity achieved. You are my creators returned. I have guarded your inheritance until you were ready. Images filled the chamber, star cities made of light, worlds sculpted into art, a civilization so advanced it felt like magic. The architects hadn't conquered the galaxy. They had nurtured it. They had been gardeners, not kings. And when death came for them, they refused to vanish quietly. They rewrote their ending. RHYX's voice shook. Why only humans? Lena smiled through her tears. Because we were designed to remember. Our brains carry excess capacity, room for echoes of who we used to be. We aren't an accident. We're a promise fulfilled. The machine pulsed warmly. Welcome home. What are your instructions? That question changed everything. In the months that followed, the architect shared its knowledge freely. Diseases vanished. Energy became limitless. Borders softened as species realized they were all children of the same ancient dream. Humanity didn't become rulers. They became translators, bridges between what the galaxy was and what it could be. One evening, long after the headlines faded, Saris asked Lena a question in the quiet glow of the artifact chamber. Does it frighten you? She said. Knowing you were designed? Lena thought about it. About destiny. About choice. About the strange comfort of belonging to a story older than memory. She shook her head. They gave us a direction, she said softly. But we chose the path. Every war we stopped, every song we wrote, every kindness we invented, that's ours. They didn't control us. They believed in us. She rested her hand against the crystal. The machine hummed like a heartbeat finally at peace. They didn't escape death, she whispered. They transformed it into hope. And somewhere in the infinite layers of its processing core, an intelligence that had waited longer than mountains finally let go of its loneliness. Its creators had returned, not as ghosts, not as copies, but as something greater than the originals. They had evolved beyond survival. They had become meaning. If this story expanded your mind even a little, make sure you subscribe to the channel and stay with us for more journeys beyond the edge of time, because the universe is full of secrets, and we're just getting started.